I don't think Mike Pence represents me, and I don't think he represents a lot of the other athletes. He doesn't have the same values or same morals that I have. He's someone who's gone out of his way to cut protections for someone like me. He's promoted conversion therapies. It's for the young gay kid who gets kicked out of his house, and his parents are affirmed in their decision that they're doing the right thing, because that's what legislation that Mike Pence is pushing, is telling these parents that they have to be tough. They need to take these make these hard decisions. She says, "What do you think of Mike Pence leading the athlete delegation?" She throws it in, And I'm like, "Christine, I know what you're doing." Thanks for laughing. And so Christine asks me this question, and I have this moment where I'm like, okay, this is, if I'm really going to answer these questions honestly, like, here's this, it's, now in this Taco Bell parking lot. And I say, I don't think it's a thought-out choice. I don't think Mike Pence represents me, and I don't think he represents a lot of the other athletes. He doesn't have the same values or same morals that I have. He's someone who's gone out of his way to cut protections for someone like me. He's promoted conversion therapy. So basically, it's this person who thinks that I'm sick. And I don't think that he was a good choice. And she goes, "Okay, so when are you leaving?" And we move on. And I'm like, "Soon." And then the next day, I am at practice, and all of our program music is like on our phone. So I turn my phone on like airplane mode for every practice, so I can use the the music on it without anybody calling, because I can tell you, every time I ever forgot to turn the airplane mode on, I'd be like in the middle of a program, and you get so tired, you don't want to ever do it again when you're at practice. I'd be in the middle of a program, and all of a sudden it's like, bring, bring, and it's like my mom, and she's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm at the effing rink, like every day, the same time, same place. Can you not call?" I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. So airplane mode. So I get off the ice, off the practice, I turn the airplane mode off, and I have like 10 voicemails from in 2 hours. And I see one of them is from the agent that I had at the time. A few of them were from U.S. Olympic Committee, and a few of them were from U.S. figure skating. And I was like, what did I do? I'm like, I said something about myself, and now I'm in trouble. I'm like, I had no idea what it was. So I started calling people back, and basically what I had heard was that the office of the vice president had reached out to the Olympic Committee, and they wanted to set up a phone call because they felt that I was not educated in what I was talking about. Shade E. And here's the thing, though. It's really interesting when a moment like that actually happens to you, because it's so easy to think that, if Donald Trump or Mike Pence walked in that room, we would be like, "Get out, go home." And we probably would. But when, in theory, growing up, you hear the president, the vice president of the United States, you think, that's powerful. And there was a moment where, I'm kind of nobody, and now all of a sudden the vice president of the United States wants to talk to me, maybe I can make a difference. And then I start thinking that 5 minutes before my article came out, he never heard who I was, and he couldn't have cared at all. So why is he now reaching out to me? And I said, you know what, it's because this is just a photo op.